Okay, gib mir Maokai Draft. Maokai oder Trundle.
TL never really got a single good engage in a team fight in that last game. They only ever preyed on the
Sie waren weiterhin Bayern besser, komplett permanent, ne? Interessant.
When you give up 3 dragons in a row, the next
Was ist für eine Baumsieger? Du checkst nicht, wie OP dieser Champion
and
ist.
if it does not happen,
Ich bin mir sicher, im Westen, egal wann du Maokai pickst, mit dem Human Draft, das ist immer ein Free-Win. Ich bin mir so sicher. Trundle-Ban, okay, jetzt kommt Beiban.
And so it's like, it's not an ideal fight, but you painted yourself into a corner, and I feel like TL did that in both of their losses, so I would rather see them just kind of draft for more of a 5v5 comp.
And I just like the surgical precision at which they approach team fights. You know, he's like, all right, I'm prepping my Q. We are assassinating the Aurora right now. You know, and they're also open to the other options as it was developing. They were kind of changing the game plan, but
was haben wir denn noch offen?
Just deleting people basically. So let's look at that draft. As we get deeper and deeper, it gets more interesting. We did get the coach interview.
Was haben wir noch offen?
At the very beginning of the day.
Weiß raus.
Rigby,
Mundo Jungle? Mundo Jungle, oder? Haben wir eine Antwort auf Mundo? Zack. Ich sag den Best of 3, Best of 5. Und ja, dann ist tatsächlich Schluss für heute. Aber morgen 9 Uhr geht's weiter. Morgen 9 Uhr BFX gegen DK. Sollte auch ein richtig geiles Best of 5 werden. Sehr knappes Best of 5 auch.
And I think back to Inspired last week, you know, had a great interview.
Triple Jungle Ban, ja, ergibt Sinn. So, wir haben jetzt Mundo offen.
The series for TL was a lot closer than it looked. It just went that one-sided because Morgan was dominating top lane. And so I do think that, you know, a lot of people were coming to this series thinking,
okay, zeig mir, was du als Antwort hast. Funnel raus und noch alles ist raus. Was hast du als Antwort? Ich mag Zack sehr gegen Mundo persönlich.
Interesting. Trundle's obviously on the ban list, so that is pretty nice as far as the protection ban.
Ich mag Mundo sehr.
Yeah, I just have liked their prep, right? Both the Aurelia and the Varus.
And to me, this signals in elimination game now for Team Liquid, we are going to scale better, okay? We are going to have some good scaling. We're going to have some good.
Haben die Spannung angeschaut und dachten sich so, yo, das wird funktionieren oder was?
A lot of the jungle being focused. This whole series, we've had jungle bans aplenty, and so they want to get a really good, scaling front line for themselves. Immediate answer from LYON, though, is double poke bottom lane. Okay, fine. You're going to go scale with Mundo. We're going to put pressure on your lane. We're going to poke you hard. We are going to push.
Yeah, exactly. They're just going to look to try to slam the 2v2. We'll see what
und ich spiele gegen Lucian Nami.
You could go with, Nami still hasn't been played yet, so that is unavailable. So you could go Lucian Nami if you want to play that style.
Oh, das ist wahrscheinlich die Comfort Lane für LYON und Core JJ. Ach du Scheiße.
Ezreal is terrifying in
okay, was hast du anzubieten?
You are scaling up into the late game. And I'm playing Mundo. Ezreal is not a champion.
Ist Cassio auf 3 hier ein Ding?
This champion sucks at killing tanks.
Ist Cassio auf 3 hier ein Ding?
Mundo already demands some consistent DPS to be able to deal with them, so I'm kind of curious what Saint is going to bring out to be able to put pressure onto this Mundo, because I just think Ezreal is not it for getting the job done.
And if you wait to do it here, then that means there's 2 more bans going over to Team Liquid, so that pool gets pinched even more.
Yeah.
Dieses Cassio auf 3. Ah.
Let's see if they can just push tempo more, because you basically well you want to win before he scales.
Yeah, exactly.
So we want to win as quickly as possible. Ari, huge playmaking champion for mid lane, and so they want to try and make a lot of one-item team fights and victories and skirmishes and win that way.
One of my concerns though is Ari, I think, really effective with the proper pairings. Look at all the bans. Like, Wukong is gone, Vi is banned, Pantheon is banned. Like, all of these kind of pairings alongside it are gone. It's not that there's no AD pairings. You can still go deeper into, like, Viego, one of the old pairings, or Lee Sin. There are options, but I do feel like we have seen Ari really struggle when she doesn't have one of those premier jungle pairings to really kind of work in tangent with and to kind of set up those guaranteed point-and-click charms. Plus, you have
was soll das?
no CC there either, so I do think the setup is lacking. And
ich habe legit keinen Schimmer, was die picken wollen.
You think Inspired will play as far as the AD junglers? You just continue.
Ich habe no joke keinen Schimmer, was die picken wollen.
I think Aatrox makes sense.
Was hier irgendwie irgendwas retten kann.
That Mundo's matchup, and it's one of those strong AD pairings too.
Yep, and flexible. Could have been a jungle Aatrox ban there as well. So let's see. Whenever you do have the Ahri, I do like the Silas bans. Another problematic kind
ich habe literally keine Ahnung, wie sie das hier fixen wollen auf 4-5. Viego, das ist so fucking disgusting mit Ezreal, Karma, Ahri. Wie sie in die Mundo, ich weiß nicht, was die mit diesem Draft hier noch machen wollen in 4-5.
You know, and we have, you know, Kali and Silas, and a lot of these kind of melee champions are already gone. Yone's banned out, so it feels like Good is being pushed into just kind of control mage, generic control mage territory. So that's where I expect he would end up. And interesting, throwing some more bans up towards top lane. Of course, it could be a Gwen jungle as well. We did see that come out, obviously, from Griffin. It did not work out, but I do think those type of scaling junglers are quite effective against Mundo, assuming it is Mundo jungle.
And we're going to go for the blind pick.
Okay.
Probably assuming Mundo jungle, but also, I mean, if it's tank v tank, whatever, in the top lane.
Okay.
But they're saving
High Damage auf Jungle. Der muss irgendeinen Hardcarry picken. Ich weiß aber nicht, was er pickt. Der muss irgendeinen Oh, Graves. Ja.
What about something like an Iron? I mean,
damage.
You just siege though.
But your top side would be so weak. Think about your top side, Ahri, Ivor, and Ornn. To me, that's just like
okay.
Just no damage. So I feel like they need.
Ich mag diesen Graves Call, den die gerade gemacht haben im Chat. Ach du Scheiße.
Okay.
Ach du Scheiße.
Into it.
Yeah, so talking about Dokla's counter picks in the top lane, theoretically you could swap Camille into jungle. Weren't there recent changes for that? Your hook shot now can actually land on the minions.
Yeah, I think it's a definitely.
Ist er so tot, der Champion?
Sure, yeah.
It is. You can do
Ist die gewaffte Kamelle? Ja, das ist der Live-Patch. Ach du Scheiße. Ach du Scheiße.
They got the combo, the Camille ultimate into the Galio ultimate.
Dieser Draft ist so fucking OP.
Player will be locked down.
From TL, I gotta say, I like this TL side a lot. Unless inspired.
Bruder, die haben keinen Damage.
When Kobe was talking
Lion hat keinen Damage.
He meant this game. Yeah. He wasn't talking about last game.
It was a
Nein, er geht on Jungle.
Yeah.
Did I not say that part? That's crazy.
No, I got you. It was implied. It was implied, for sure.
You got my back.
Vayne, nein. Nein, nein.
Wait.
Nein.
Wait.
That was not an accident.
Nein, das ist on Jungle.
Vayne top? Orange jungle?
You can orange jungle. Orange jungle is fine.
Okay.
Orange jungle is really fine.
That's cool.
The clear speed is totally fine, and you're just matching tank for tank. It is a Vayne top, not on accident, baby.
Vayne ist hier sehr OP.
You got another counter pick for Doug.
Vayne ist hier sehr OP, guys.
He literally, for literal years, he has been.
Die Vayne ist, das ist ein insaner Vayne-Engel. Okay.
Dokla's been given the keys to the kingdom.
I think it's really cool. I mean, I haven't played this particular matchup a lot. Obviously, you're always going to have to be worried about.
Ist das winnable? Was denkt ihr? No joke. Ist das winnable?
Should be able to just interrupt the hookshot very.
Ist das winnable? Was denkt ihr?
For a hookshot, you're going to the wall. So if you actually throw out the condemn, you're going to stun them instantly. On
denkt ihr, das ist winnable?
You know, the harassment is going to be pretty easy. You just have to avoid those tack sweeps.
Ich glaube nämlich auch nicht.
Range versus melee matchups against Camille. And if you get to the team fight stage, I was talking about you have Ezreal and Ahri. Who's going to kill Mundo? Well, guess what? Vayne is going to kill Mundo. They figured it out. This is the best Mundo killer in the game.
And Ornn scales really nice.
Ich habe kein Vertrauen in Big Dogs, so wie er bisher gespielt hat.
Watching. Yeah. Because he loves Ornn jungle. He loves the support build on Ornn as well. So we'll keep track of the build here for Inspired. But the clear is not bad at all. And you're going to be able to scale as well.
Dokla making things very interesting in this series, and it's doing.
Das ist ein insaner Vayne-Engel, Guys, aber ich vertraue ihm nicht.
Lion locks in, a ticket to Brazil. Team Liquid backs against the wall. They got to win 2 in a row.
Also Orange, das ist ein insaner Koch im Draft.
I absolutely love that he's playing.
No cap, das ist ein insaner Koch im Draft hier.
The way if you're going to be playing these kind of counter picks, just really slam home the matchup. And when you play Ghost, it makes it so scary because the only way Camille can really do anything in these types of matchups is you have to just constantly hit back with attack sweep and then hope you can find like a hook shot out of a brush and get in onto him. But if that ever misses, if he rolls that and then pops Ghost, you better have flash, buddy, or you're just going to get chased down.
Wurde on Jungle buffed schon vor ewigen Patches.
Is not as bad as Varus.
Schon vor ewigen Patches, der cleart sehr schnell. Der cleart sehr schnell.
He had a rough start to the split in the stats department, but last series, now this series, we're seeing a different version of Dokla. No rain, no flowers. I mean, he's grown into an incredible laner so far in the last 2 weeks, and I love this version of
Diese Vayne kann hier sehr carryen, wie gesagt.
In the LCS. We've seen what he can achieve.
Yeah, I mean, I just think it's so cool. Again, coming back to this Inspired interview where he's talking about the reason that...
Aber okay, wir müssen ganz... Svelborg on ist normal, ja. Wir müssen jetzt kurz drüber reden. Also, Lucian Army ist die beste Lane, die Team Liquid spielt. Das ist 100% der beste Botlane. Und ich habe immer noch meine Doubts mit Damage.
And it's really enabled by the flexibility of jungle. You know, they've actually added a lot of junglers to the
Hello?
jungle pool. And so you started out game number 1, the Varus was a flex pick, slamming at first pick. You
Was
know?
soll schief gehen, aber das ist egal, weil Inspired macht seinen Job. Also, das ist halt so. Ja, okay, ich kann schon wieder nicht aufhören zu lesen. Er ist halt der Goat.
Allows him for another counter pick. So it's all about
Kann man die nicht einfach runterrennen, ist schwierig wegen E.
and leveraging those.
Gut gespielte Vayne fistet dich in Lane. Du kannst nicht. Also dieses Matchup ist. Ich glaube, dieses Matchup ist wirklich so 95-5 favored für Vayne.
It's very, very cool. And this is something that I think is so strong, actually, you know, in this season, because you get the top lane role quest, you get the free TP. Yes, it is a long one, but some of these counter matchups, I think, are even more powerful than before because you can afford to take double combat sums and you still get a TP for later in the game, which is really, really valuable. It's also the first time in Inspired's career that he will have played the Orange jungle.
As Jose Deodo looking for an early gank here with Quid setting it up, but big damage onto Quid means that he can't continue to chase down. Saint absorbs that, and Jose Deodo will just path towards the top scuttle.
Yeah, I mean, you got Ezreal Karma pushing your bottom lane in, so Jose says, you know what? I'll trade farm for farm.
Ooh.
Wow.
Nice little buffer there.
Yeah. Means doesn't mean too much, except that he might get behind this Vayne.
I mean, Jose Deodo is actually
Aber du weißt doch, dass er da.
to the play up here.
Aber warte mal, wie hat das gehittet? Aber du weißt.
Condemned back. Dokla is alive and fine.
But sometimes that's all you need, right? You just need these relief ganks. You come in, the first cleaver tagged him, so as soon as
Ey, der hat den doch durch Mitte laufen. Nein.
to get this chunk, has enough health now that he'll be able to push this out. And then
Nein.
is not playing TP and has to base.
Der Homie ist durch Mitte gelaufen, Bro.
So he's not gonna have
Hast du genau gesehen.
So
Okay, to be fair, aber der Q hat nicht wirklich, also auf meinem Screen hat der Q nicht getroffen.
I mean, Jose did his full clear, did the scuttle, gank top, based, and he's at Krugs for respawn, so it's perfect.
And they knew he
Auf meinem Screen hat der Q nicht getroffen.
You know 100%.
You can never be sure as top lane. You have to test these things out. Just trying to get the information for the squad, you know?
Yeah. But I mean, also I would have confidence in outplaying that, right? You're like, okay, I will be able to, you know, dodge cleaver. It's just a Mundo walking at me level 4. And so his call was, yeah, I'm going to stay up here at the wave, and I'm just going to outplay this gank. It cost him a ghost. We'll see about the ramifications of Camille getting...
War Inspired Base? Ich hab's nicht geachtet. Nicht drauf geachtet. Oder ist einfach durchgehend.
Been played 3 times now in Tier 1 play ever. Last time was in LEC in 2020. So has not been played in 6 years at this point. And cool to seeing it brought out. And you know, you talk about obviously a lot of powerful scaling for Mundo. Well, Orin scales great in the jungle. He's playing Spellbook, which is really effective for team fights later on. And because of, you know, the role quest, you're getting a lot of income. Orin is not going to be completely starved. And you can go for these kind of supportive item builds that are really, really affordable that we see Inspired liking on a Malphite as well.
Yeah, and I just love the fact that they no longer are...
Was first item auf Orin? Harness, oder?
The Arya Ezreal Karma, that we felt that was what they had to do, but now they also do have this scaling.
Wahrscheinlich Harness.
That being said, you know, obviously we're really excited about the Orin flex, we're really excited about the Vayne top. I still really like what TL's composition is as a whole. And in my mind,
Geht auch über Base, muss nicht.
if I'm TL, if we full send Camille, Galio onto the Vayne, and the Vayne dies at the start of the fight, getting taunted out of Invis, well, they still have no one to kill your front line after that.
Yeah, and they're going to go mid first.
Again in the mid lane. That will spear rush out from Sane, who actually jumps back in for some more damage on the Quid. No more CC threat, so he's just dancing around here, getting that damage.
Efficient little pass through again because he's just going to crab. So Mundo is on company time right now, and he's just making efficient little moves. Okay.
Also ich habe das Gefühl, wenn wir hier... Oh, schaut der Collapse auf Jose Deodo. Ins Weiterhin bekommen.
Avoids the first E from the Orin, but the call to Forge God is UCC immune. Dokla's got the damage with Saint landing the charm. First
Warte mal.
to the Vayne.
The top
Warte mal.
is the death crab. Inspired gets the crab. He gets the level 6.
Warte mal.
More importantly, though, he's got the laners to do it. This top crab is in enemy territory, Jose. And he gets clapped there. They get his flash. They get the...
Warte mal.
Very nicely done.
Very costly as well because First Blood goes to the Vayne. So Morgan, now that was even, now you're accelerating this Vayne that you would kind of stabilize with that early gank. And I mean, Jose kind of knew what was happening, right? Like he goes through mid, so he knows that you've shown. Yes,
Kill für die Vayne. Warte mal.
Also, the Vayne had full push. Like, let's look at the minimap.
Ich glaube, Flash smited, oder?
The Vayne is moving. They're question mark pinging that. You know that your Galio is right here under his tower. Everyone's coming.
Figured he flashes to get that crab and secure this kill. Everybody knows we're full.
Kill für die Vayne, 400 Gold extra. Du musst jetzt carryen.
Yeah.
Du musst jetzt carryen.
If you're the top laner, are you reporting your jungle now?
Yes, absolutely I am. Especially, did he get a buff? If he got a buff, I'm for sure reporting him. No buff.
Maybe blue.
Yeah, I didn't quite catch that.
He definitely didn't have red, I don't think.
Yeah.
If it was a
That's always the doomsday. When you're in a melee versus range matchup and your jungler goes and dies to them and they get like red buff, you just want to FF.
So Vayne's first buy.
Warte, warum geht Stormrazor?
But now he got a BF sword on that.
What?
That's a little better.
Next buy.
Yeah.
That was paid for by your Mundo.
Okay, also sollte halt Lane komplett stompen.
Bonus back in the game.
BF Base gegen keine Tabis Rush. Muss Lane so stompen, bitte. Bitte, du musst Lane stompen. Hab ein bisschen Respekt vor deinem Jungler jetzt. Und stomp deine Scheiß-Lane. Ist Standardbild, chill, okay. Okay, Ben, ich vertraue dir.
He's not staying in this lane. He roamed towards mid, hovering there, seeing maybe there's something to find before my wave shoves in. So at least he's kind of still focused on what he is able to do at this stage in the game, which is currently just catch
Das
this.
war allein letztens Bild scheißegal, die haben 5 neue Spieler.
I mean, the scary thing is always, if your jungler ever shows, Vayne punishes you incredibly hard on the range minions. It's not the melee minions.
Stormrazor Essence, Fiendball geht man, glaube ich. Ey, lass ihn kommen. Vollstes Vertrauen in mein Homie Big Dogs. Vollstes Vertrauen in Big Dogs.
Easy to just proc that out. And that's where you can start to get really whittled away on, and then
fertige Harness.
take over.
And right now we see Culling come out, plus Call the Forge God defensively from Inspire, trying to keep Isles alive. Misses the second cast.
Calibrating.
Yeah.
That's
Mit Absicht.
right there.
War mit Absicht. War mit Absicht.
To mention the fact that Inspired had a full item completed.
War mit Absicht, war mit Absicht. Es war mit Absicht.
Theoretically could go their way, but now it's actually the Mundo on the drag.
Yeah, I mean, that item, though, is getting a lot of, screen time at the moment. Petu, this Shen main in Europe, has been jungling a lot, and he's actually got everybody to start playing Protoplasm first, Shen jungle. Inspired, of course, did the really early, super cheap support item build when he did Malphite jungle as well. Makes sense.
Drake abgeben bin ich kein Freund von.
Want to be super tanky, but it is getting in really efficient, early items, and they're also going to do quite nicely in scaling here for the team fights. You have to think though, once Team Liquid, maybe it'll be a different look when we see Camille plus Galio complete like one item with these champions. Like that combo is one of the craziest combos in the game. You lock them in, you get the guaranteed ultimates, knocking them up. And especially since it's multiple AD carries on LYON, you kill the Vayne or, you get one of these squishy targets and they're gonna delete someone.
I mean, especially with Vayne, so much of your survivability is about going into final hour and
Ey,
getting
Alter.
tumbles out.
Nein.
Camille ults you can go invis if you want. You're getting hit by the Galio ult, and then you're getting taunted out of your stealth, and that is where it's so hard.
Alter.
Isles, yeah, he walks up to stop the back, but he had already
Wie spielst du? Du hast das Spacing von einem Kindergartenkind.
From Team Liquid's bot lane.
I will say Saint has quietly been doing really well.
Okay, passt.
Quid is kind of getting pounded. He's down 900 gold.
off.
Despite the fact that it's been Jose that has gone mid multiple times. Obviously, those weren't like super effective ganks, but he was trying to help relieve some pressure. And Saint has opened up the largest individual gold lead, even with that little bit of jungle pressure that's been thrown towards him. So great job.
Für wen sehen wir für Lion?
Yeah, Jose Deodo. Again, it was basically the same gank each time. He just kind of walked through the lane, went up to that top side.
20 CS in der Mitte.
Steal. So he can start stacking that up and actually become
3 CS von Mitte lasse machen.
himself.
These are little things, but we saw, Isles went forward and delayed the base from LYON. Now as LYON's getting back, Berserker can't
fick ihn.
core. So they keep getting these disjointed base timings where TL, who had been starting to do better and better in that 2v2, for the last minute or so, haven't actually been able to sync up and get there at the same time. So small differences in these plays that are actually amounting to pretty nice advantage there.
All right, we've got Grubs on the map, Inspired on top side with a Scuttle Crab spawn here on top of it. So support roam timer is really for Isles making a difference here. Karma hovering around. Meanwhile, we just saw LYON and CoreJJ showing as they push in the last wave, but the play is not happening quickly, so there is time for the reset here, and now it's actually changing hands. CoreJJ is walking up since they pushed the wave.
TL Josh ist besser, also wer würde es meinen? Wer weiß, vielleicht ist Dokla die beste Main Top der Welt.
As though Team Liquid are going to have the numbers here, so they should be able to get another neutral. You mentioned that Dragon, Kangas. Now on top.
So, okay, okay, Entschuldigung, also ich bin ja ein Jungler. Oh mein Gott. Fucking Alien, good job. Okay, ich bin ja nur ein Jungler. Ihr wollt mir jetzt also erzählen, dass meine Vayne hier even in CS ist? Entschuldigung, muss das so sein? Oder wie schaut's aus? Also, Entschuldigung, verstehe ich das Matchup nicht oder soll das so sein? Mach mal halblang Clipper Camps, Entschuldigung. Mach mal Online wegen Top Counter, ja.
With a Sheen item and Q's on towers.
Yeah, I mean, the Grub's making a difference, but the Ezreal ult actually cleared out a lot of the wave. The cross-map Ezreal ult helping to buy that time.
Kriegen wir Top, ey, Botland hört?
Really close. It's going to be
Wave ist schon weg.
kind of to the wire here. I think TL still probably will get it, but very close.
Yeah, I mean, it depends if Dokla wants to walk up. Yeah, he does decide to walk up here, so he can help hit this. But yeah, the turret's already too low. Team Liquid will win the turret race, and a very creative shift in their game plans that get Morgan out of that 1v1 isolated, push Dokla back, deny him multiple waves, and get the first turret.
And LYON also is going Collector Rush here, so obviously it is a lot of early power. It's not the Essence River, so it doesn't scale as well, and you can have mana issues. So that is kind of one of the big costs there. But now that you have Mandate and Collector, that's a lot of power here in that all-in. So look for them to be trying to create pressure. I expect them to go mid, you know, after their next base.
Aber Vayne nicht Weakside, es gibt keine Weakside als Vayne gegen Kabel.
Really create openings for TL.
All right, this is the dangerous time when you're trying to reset onto the map right now with very shallow vision. Supports walking around, can get picked. Core JJ playing it fairly.
War nicht besser auf starken Champions, es ist so viel gebannt im Jungle. Wir sind Game 4 und quasi jeder einzelne AD Bruiser ist raus. Plus Gegner am Mundo First Picked. Da gibt es nicht sehr viele gute Antworten dagegen. Vor allem mit der Anzahl an Bands. Ich glaube, da so für den Draft quasi zu spielen ist gut.
It usually comes down to who can push this mid wave faster, and currently it's about a stalemate as the Mundo will, it looks like, start to hit that dragon down there. Inspired now walking down from the top river. As the
okay, ja. Nein. Nein. War keine Chance, nein, aber Young Band first free.
The timing there was perfect, but still it's 4 summoners down there on the TL bot lane, so they have no summons.
Und das muss doch... Warte mal.
Vision, so it feels like LYON might have earned themselves enough.
Also diesen Vayne auf Sideline ist so broken.
Morgan still has to keep running.
Vayne auf Sideline ist so broken, die gewinnt gegen beide Seiten. Beide können nicht Sideline gegen die Vayne. Die müsste, okay, ich glaube, was Team Liquid machen sollte gegen diese Vayne ist, sie schicken, also sie overloaden quasi. Beide gehen auf sie drauf.
So he's still feeling confident, and they're going to TP back in and look to try to fight this.
Saint backs, picks up some items, will TP into the lane as Jose Deodo, the only one hitting this dragon currently. Mundo goes where he pleases, but would like the team behind him. Although currently LYON are not actually walking forward to contest this. Inspired once these Raptors doesn't have the call to Forge God, so it seems like LYON are just going to
plates off top. Yeah,
it's the key there. Without the big ultimate from Warren
for the team fight. Yes.
Well, now they got to get out there. The charm lands on a Morgan, but he just tanks it all up.
But look at top lane. That's what it's about, right? That's the trade, is you're going for that top lane. You're going to try to farm plates.
Another charm.
Du bist so ein Fuck.
What a snipe. He has just been
ganz großes Kino, Saint. Ganz großes Kino, was du hier abziehst.
Yeah, the pullback on Q.
Wirklich. Ganz großes Kino von dir, Saint.
Meanwhile, also the Vayne getting gold, so it's even better than LYON drew it up. They get a bonus kill on top and can continue to push. This gold lead is ballooning.
Ich war jetzt hier auf Konzert 1,5 Stunden mit einem Kollegen buchen und du bist immer noch live. Schlaf mal, Junge, gib mir 10 Subs, damit es sich lohnt, offline zu gehen. Willst du von mir? Ich gehe gleich Werbung auf 20 Minuten hoch, wenn du so weiter redest.
You keep having a Galio ult the Nami as the Nami gets charmed. We're never going to see a Galio Camille combo then. So the best answer here is this offense from Saint with a Malignance. He can just keep on throwing out these plays. And this time was an even better scenario where he also got the kill on top of it, getting 2 stacks for his Dark Seal.
Glück, Werbung nicht hier Subben, mach ich Werbung für Subs an, ist mir egal. Ich bin Subben, mach ich Werbung für Subs an. Was denkst du, ich mach das nicht? Also bei aller Liebe, das wär die letzte Hürde, die ich nicht, also bitte.
It doesn't matter if you just hit all your skill shots, right? And he is being able to go in, he is able to find those plays for himself, kind of calling his own name and making it happen right now. He's in a great spot and is going to be going in towards, it looks like a Leandry's second to help a little bit more with that true damage, or excuse me, with that % HP damage.
On to Jose Deodo, who, speaking of, is now catching Isles here. The culling damage follows up with LYON and a pick onto Isles this time. So these Enchanter supports the focus of both teams.
Yeah, that's the thing with Enchanter's coming back. Those things are squishy. Can't be walking around. Jose walks him down for the kill. Now TL with the pressure.
Aber immer noch, dass Team Liquid dieses Game gewinnt irgendwie.
Not enough to actually threaten the turret itself. Mine have done a great job because of how well Saints played. That this turret, that was the first plates that they've taken in the middle.
Ich habe immer noch kein Vertrauen in LYON. Irgendwie.
I think those are also the first charges for the hardest steel.
Hard steel stacks? Yeah, that's one right there. Boom.
So big, 19.
Hey, you gotta start somewhere. Yeah.
But Morgan now in a pretty decent spot. He is down 700 gold, but honestly, if they can find some of these plays where they can get
Kenek, danke für den zweiten. So.
I still think they have a pretty darn good setup. But LYON has shown, with some of these kind of like...
Auch fürs Protokoll hier, Triforce Second ist immer noch normal. Oder geht der jetzt Hexblade? Was geht, meine Wayne? Hexblade oder Triforce? Was ist das normal?
They're not easy comps to always play out in the team fights, and we see a lot of pro teams struggle with that. But LYON just seems to have a really good understanding of where they are strong, where they are weak. They're not even showing up for fights if they are at risk, and they're just continuing to play towards what they see their win conditions are.
Incredible patience there. Giving up a dragon, it's only the second one. Giving up the herald, you already have the gold lead yourself here. They want to scale with the Ornn, with the Vayne, and they're still getting gold onto Dougla despite the fact that he had this kind of like huge camp up on the top side with Jan and Core JJ for that first turret. And I think it speaks as well to just how much the team is starting to trust each other. Inspired is not just playing perma-carry junglers. He's playing the Malphite, the Nocturne, the Ornn to set up his
gut im Draft hier.
characters.
Gut für den Draft.
Mit
dem ist TL fusioniert, ist einfach nur Alienware als Namenssponsor, die waren schon die ganze Zeit Sponsor.
Have it basically available for any scenarios.
So Jan, he's one of our AD carries that definitely has the Lucian card. He is allowed to play it. He is very good on it. And it is collector rapid fire. So you need to be getting in there and getting chunks, getting plays, which does mean you are at risk of getting engaged on, of getting charm flashed, of getting hit by an Ornn or something like that. But because it really is pretty low as far as the explosive engage, really besides something like a charm flash, he's got to play that line, right? He's got to be playing with confidence.
Hat Team Liquid gerade Damage?
Dodge skill shots, being able to dodge things out and create that.
Also jetzt mal ganz objektiv, hat Team Liquid gerade Damage?
Just so low compared to some others.
The team needs you as now.
Oh mein Gott, die haben die Combo gefällt.
Here, the Hextech ultimatum and the Galio ultimate not fully working, but enough. That's a shutdown over to Morgan as they had enough damage to get the kill.
Yeah, even when they don't overlap. This combo is deadly. Beautiful camp here from Morgan and just waits in the tri-brush.
Keine Camel Galio für den Drake-Fight. Ich glaube, der Drake-Fight ist favored für LYON hier.
Just Galio pushing down on the bottom side. So nice quick play for TL. Big
Fight favored für LYON jetzt.
Gold lead down.
And even the timing, I think, was really smart because look at this wave. He gets up top and is.
Nee, ich glaube, das Timing ist nicht smart.
It wasn't even as though you're getting punished.
Das Timing ist nicht smart.
Hit. That timing was really, really good. Saw he had a window to try to make it happen. Ouch.
Yeah, Jan's going for those E plays right there. It almost just gets deleted.
Drake weg. Super.
From Core JJ.
Super. Drake weg.
Shield from Isles is enough to shield all of the Lucian damage, and Berserker lets him have it on the other side. Not going to result in much except for the early route into Dragon. They've got vision coverage through here, and they're going to start it.
Elimination Series, ja. Docker, danke für den 6. Danke.
Team Liquid are making a play on the other side of the map right now. Saint is the target here. Morgan, jungler behind him, but the charm really chunks down Morgan with the Orb of Deception combo. And Saint can pick up this wave, so really
wie viel Damage macht dieser Ari?
There, and now, maybe looking at Quid here. Call the Forge God is used.
Okay.
Oh, flash by Quid. As Liquid are able to escape. Saint also looks to chunk out Morgan more, but nobody does.
Alle Carry ohne Schuhe minus 20, beide haben hier 1 Putz. Passt doch.
Versus the Camille is looking very good here because of Saint's position with his 2 items. And just steel caps on the Camille, especially when he's able to get the jump and an early chunk. Just 1 rotation of combos. Regardless, the biggest win there is the flash. So Quid on the Galio forced to flash that Ornn ultimate. We already said a lot of cooldown reduction.
Wenn sie eigentlich für LYON, ja.
Especially for his ult.
Korrekt.
Ornn ult is already 50% of the way through. Meanwhile, the Galio, no sums for the next fight, but they do have Rift Herald.
A ton of damage does land from Jan onto Berserker. They drop the Herald, but it's not enough to actually crack the entire turret. Also, Berserker traded good damage back onto Jan. Ooh, yeah, that's gonna do it.
Yeah,
Trinity Force completed.
Jan just feels like he's losing out on the trades pretty heavily. You have the Nami sustain, obviously, so you have to kind of keep going at it. But I mean, Berserker is just hitting every Mystic shot, and if you're connecting with that, the damage.
Smart Item wird von Inspired natürlich. Schon 3 fertige Items, by the way. Er ist so broken. Und gleich kommen die Items rein.
Which is really going to ramp up his damage, but you look over at the other side. Inspired is on his 3rd item. He has Knight's Vow,
so fucking smart.
Full supportive items now from this point, and now he's level 14. So he has the upgrade on the Protoplasm Harness, which gives both more health but also more ability haste. So yeah, that ultimate cooldown is a minute now. So it is quite short, and that's even before the rank 3. At rank 3, it's going to go down.
Ich brauche mehr On-Items. Ich brauche erstmal ein paar On-Items.
All the time.
Wie broken ist Berserker gerade? Oh mein Gott.
Yeah, I mean, it's Berserker winning these slight trades currently, but when I used to think of Lucian, I always knew him as an earlier game AD carry. I feel like he scales pretty well still, into especially comps like this that are squishier, so you still got to respect it once he gets that IE. Currently, though,
Dokla auf Bane, lass nicht drüber reden.
Those right trades onto Berserker, who has the team behind him. They're pushing for this mid-wave. Nothing to fight over currently. Baron's up, but Dragon's going to be 2 minutes 45.
And you see Morgan is kind of just cheating his way up from bot lane. He's going to get spotted as he leaves that brush on the ward, though. But that ward was pinged out, so they're going to try to circumvent it.
And the thing with Ornn as your only tank here for LYON, they can play range very easily. Ornn ultimate is huge range, and all the other champions are so difficult to get chunks on. So it's actually TL that are forced to make the all-in call. They have to make these snap engages, and with the Ornn upgrade on LYON, he was already hurting. Now he's going to hurt even more with the Trinity Force upgrade. So if LYON can play their range correctly here, it becomes very painful for Team Liquid. Meanwhile, TL, you're looking at snap decision. We can't hesitate when we see the opening. We've got a full send. We layer this Camille Galio. We get our Dream Engage. Nami Wave then comes through on top of it. And you can see how they could roll through the fight. But if you're allowed, as the super range team here with LYON, to like poke and prod and wait, they got one.
Just find a pick. Yeah, there it is. Again, the squishy Enchanter support.
They're gonna go Baron.
Backing
They're just
in
gonna force
a
it.
very
For fuck's
poor
sake.
position, and Team Liquid found their window. They have a 5.
For fuck's sake.
That was death by ward. The ward over the
Fucking Griefer, du hast Flash ab.
JJ's bubble, and now TL burning down the Baron.
Schau doch morgen. Oh, die gehen auf Berserker. Oh, Berserker ist tot.
Morgan has a deep flank.
Berserker ist tot, ich sehe es jetzt schon.
Currently, Dokla might just walk straight into him. Has Saint in the brush on vision.
Berserker oder Dokla.
Holding damage on the Baron, not bursting it immediately. Don't want to look for the 50-50. In goes Morgan. Gets out of Berserker
Yep.
with the Galio on top.
Game 5.
The Ezreal's out of the fight, and now they turn
Unless Saint.
line. Inspired goes
Ey,
Saint.
warte. Saint? Dokla? Saint, du bist so gut. Es ist nicht Dokla, es ist alles Saint hier, by the way, in diesem Fight. I'm not joking, es ist alles Saint. Es ist alles Saint. Sofort MVP geben für dieses Game.
And Saint delivers. Holy! He is popping off this game. Huge performance on the Ahri, and Dokla gets the shine there. Ghost popped on the.
Es ist nichts mit Dokla hier, es ist alles Saint, by the way, dieser Fight.
Over the wall.
Exactly. W Flash didn't really quite nail it, to be honest. He missed the W as well as the E, but flashes onto Berserker, gets the ult down. LYON pushes forward. They knock down Berserker, but the problem is right here. Look at the carries from LYON are completely untouched. Saint dashes to the side, is able to finish off LYON, and Dokla has so much consistent damage. Even with the numbers, they realize we've got no cooldowns, we've got no damage, we need to run.
Saint is crazy with it in that one.
Und I guess, wenn wir so drüber nachdenken, dann ist es so, okay, die benutzen Camille Galio auf ein Target, aber die haben halt so gesehen Triple Threat Comp, richtig? Double Threat Comp, sagen wir mal. Die Ahri kann nicht wirklich geultet werden.
I mean,
that
is a deserved, play for LYON. Quite nice right there. Stay tuned. If they win off of that play, and we'll hear from Dokla.
Still a long way to go, as it is going to be just tying up the Dragons here. It will be 2-2 as TL showcasing the power of their comp on the other side. But again, they are so much of this kind of like one-punch style. And they had to spend a lot to kill Berserker, especially because Morgan didn't really connect with the W, didn't connect with the E. Like, it was just kind of that flash ult, everything sent to kill this one guy.
Yeah.
So I feel like, yes, Berserker is a problem, but Dokla is the one with the consistent damage that can actually deal with your tank. So if they can find Dokla, I do feel like that is probably the better target.
And LYON was just in some trouble there too. Inspired was untouched, so he's able to land all of his CC on Dilution. Then Saint follows up on that, even on the Brittle with the Charm, so extra long CC there. The team fight's working out for LYON for right now, but their job is not done. They only have a 2,000 gold lead with even Dragon, so it's not like they just massively jumped ahead there, but I'm happy you're highlighting this, Azale. That is a 3rd Ornn upgrade for Dokla now.
Yeah, and that is extra stats, right? So it doesn't show in the gold lead, but that is, a couple thousand gold extra on top. So when you're looking at it, it's probably more like 5,000 goldish worth of stats that are in their favor. And of course, again, when you're talking about a comp that has a lot of upfront damage, like TL's does when they're looking for this.
AI fertig bei LYON, der ist auch nicht schwach.
Mountain Dragon are going to be really effective.
Aber hat, okay, hat Team Liquid genug Damage? Ich weiß es nicht. Vielleicht kaufe ich hier richtig hart. Ich habe das Gefühl, die haben nicht so viel Damage. Also klar, Lucian, aber ansonsten... I don't know. Level 16 auf Saint auch bald fertig. Auch wow, Inspired ist wow, what the fuck? Wie ist der Schaffner gleich Level 16?
Maybe didn't. Maybe just.
I think he just built for himself on the Rift. Yeah.
Wie ist der Schaffner gleich Level 16?
Now, so yeah, can amp up some more magic damage for the squad.
True. Help out Saint even more. Vayne have any AP scan? I don't think so. Some true damage, you know. But name of the game really has been about these solo laners. Dokla with this counter pick in the top lane, a lot of resources that Team Liquid put to shut him down. He's still
geht nicht Base schon, aber I mean, also auch auf Camps warten.
And Saint in particular is the lead. 2.4k gold just in the mid laner's pocket. He's been playing fantastic the whole time, and now that Dokla is reaching this kind of critical mass Vayne.
Was die Aufgabe von der Kamelle in dem Teamfight, einen Carry rausnehmen. In dem Fall haben wir letzten Teamfight ja gesehen, sie flasht auf den Ezreal, dann kommt die Galio-Ulti drauf. Also quasi sie ist sowohl quasi ein Assassin für die Carries, als auch ein Deliverer für die Galio-Ulti.
For TL, very dangerous position for them. I think it is super winnable, but you know the extra pressure because this is series point if you lose this game. And if you lose this game, you're not going to America's Cup. You're not going to first stand. Your split is done. You are done for, you know, a month or two really at this point. So much pressure on TL. This is a roster that was built to win. Going out in fourth is not what they designed it for.
And you know you're playing a comp that has to work on this split second timing and they just lost.
Starten TP zu forcen. Gut. Gut.
Yep. Morgan's going to have to link up with the rest of the team. Completes the back.
Kein TP.
Boah,
er hat nicht den TP gezogen, okay.
TP out of Team Liquid. Often when we see teams do that, they're happy to back off once that TP is used. Instead, this time they just say, nope, they have multiple members here. Let's just not give them an opportunity.
Yeah, I think that is smart. You know, they were hoping that they could rush it down. They have really high damage.
Damage macht der Ezreal.
True damage onto that Baron. Shred.
Gib es einfach over für wen?
Play the Rune King or not, it doesn't matter. It's
just
in the kit. But you know, once you're spotted, there's so much AoE. You got to be careful.
Now they're looking to siege in the mid lane here. Focus on the LYON. Call the Forge God is used, but he's able to sidestep it. Quit as a flash.
Wir müssen sofort Saint honern. No joke. Dieser Typ ist so krank. Dieser Typ ist so krank. Oh mein Gott. Sofort Saint honern. What the fuck? GG. GG. GG, die haben dieses Game gewonnen. Ich glaub's nicht.
They can push the mid wave. Jose Deodo's got the Mundo ultimate. Blast Cone away. Dokla continues the chase. One slow there from the Q.
Can die finishen?
Inspired's here. CC immune from Jose Deodo. So
ey, die haben dieses Game gewonnen. Ich glaube es nicht.
The slow Inspired continues the chase.
Also ich weiß nicht, ob sie finishen, aber...
If they can kill the Mundo, desynced, how much more can
Oh, die müssen Nash gehen, oder?
Yeah, Morgan, though, here to back him up. And remember now, Vayne has no flash, so if he oversteps, he could be in a bit of trouble. Great fight there for LYON, but the question is,
sofort Saint honern.
Are they going to be able to get the Baron? The answer is very likely yes. Jose obviously is up, but he has no flash and there's no blast cone, so no real shot of being able to steal this away. And LYON, I love how they're playing. I mean, sure, Morgan has TP, but he is split from the squad, and by the time the TP arrives, the fight is already complete.
Actually, also.
Yeah. Range and Ornn ult.
Was war mein Brutalizer auf Vayne? Der geht Cyclos out oder was? Dieser
Ornn ultimate pushes the rest of Team Liquid away, and look how they destroy the front line. Yeah, these guys are all out of it. You have to respect Ornn ult. Meanwhile, Quid is dead.
Sofort die Ari honern. Reicht.
They're able to delete him. Saint is just going crazy this game, man. Yep. Ari reset after Ari reset. And that much offense allows Dokla to free tumble through these fights. You can tell he's having fun.
Yeah, and you can tell they're all on the same page because Dokla is ghosted, tumbling in onto LYON, but he's not on a solo mission. It's Saint flashing onto LYON. It's Inspired flashing onto LYON. It's all of them sending it, and they're going to fight again.
It's Dragon set
up. Ulti's down.
Calling goes out. Flash actually just eat by Berserker right there. He's able to get out.
And Drake.
Secured by Jose Deodo. We got a smite fight in the pit. Inspired cannot steal it. So
da rennen die runter, aber die haben keine Ornn-Ultime noch.
They actually look like they're going to get out.
Yeah, and Morgan is in the area, was looking for a potential flank angle TL have just not really been able to find that
Wäre ich noch 2 Minuten.
that they're looking for to try to take over these fights, and it's been LYON just playing so well around the ring.
Full On-Upgrade, also den 10.000 Gold-Lead.
Came through, so all 5 are
Steht
upgraded.
5,5, aber ne, jedes On hat 1.000 Gold, 10.000 Gold-Lead.
Massively.
Top-Lane-Turret auch noch.
They can't stomp out all of these threats as long as these champions kind of spread out and give each
Soapon als Rettung schon, aber nicht wirklich. Auch nicht
They
wirklich.
just have too many weapons for Team Liquid to attack. You can dream though. You can hope for the Mountain Soul. It's a long ways up, and you're gonna have to do a lot of work to get there. But that's what your dream is for TL.
Yeah, I mean it's a nice dream, but even
Seekers of Ezreal ist so smart. Das heißt, du hast nur noch Dokla. Okay, das heißt, wir wissen schon, auf wen die Camille hart engagen wird.
can just punch
Where there
through
is
you.
the Ornn as well. Like, it's
Und die hat kein Flash mehr. Wir wissen, auf wen die Camille hart engagen muss.
Yeah, Team Liquid, they might not even get a chance to go for that dragon. It looks like LYON, they're pushing hard with this Baron. They cracked the middle turret. They're now on the top turret as well. Saint takes a huge chunk right there from LYON
Jetzt Scary, die werden jetzt engagen mit Camille.
in the late game. So LYON don't get another turret, but still they have started to crack the base of Team Liquid.
Yeah, as soon as they push Saint back, the rest of LYON immediately
Nicht vergessen, sollte
would be looking
LYON gewinnen, habe ich ein Interview mit den Spiders angefragt. Also, falls LYON gewinnt, bleibt, also nicht direkt offline gehen. Normalerweise sind die Interviews immer relativ cool.
Really cool drafting coming through, utilizing these range top laners, utilizing the counter pick like the Aurelia, and credit to Dokla. Not only is it the team playing around him, but it's Dokla having confidence in an elimination series against Morgan, who everyone is hyping up as this godlike top laner to bring.
Drückt Vayne nicht einfach E. Ich glaube, E-Flash, Ulti kannst du nicht gehen, oder? Vielleicht bin ich am
Winning
Trippen.
a series with a bunch of counter picks that are rarely seen and first time, even some of them in the LCS. Castle won with the Nasus when he said, "Deadass, trust me, it's a Nasus game." Maybe teams should start trusting their top laners with these counter picks more. LYON is
Some top lane propaganda as just eliminated, deleted. Sent straight to the gray screen as LYON find a pick on the 80 carry.
I mean, he just kind of walked through their jungle blind and gets killed.
Gut.
for it, and now
Öffnet 2 Nips.
This could be the end of TL here.
Die haben keinen Damage, oder? Warte, hier kann noch mehr, wir können noch mehr pushen, oder nicht? Die haben keinen Damage.
Most of us had power ranked aggregate number 1.
Die haben keinen Damage.
They were a best of 1 away from
Und wir bekommen, by the way, ich bin mir sicher, dass LYON morgen Sentinels so gnadenlos überfahren wird.
Are pushing them to the brink. 15 seconds for LYON to spawn. Team Liquid have 4 to defend. Morgan's going for a flanking TP play, but LYON don't.
Ja, du musst engagen. Das ergibt Sinn. Wow. Okay, na meint, du kannst ihn raussehen. GG, die haben dieses Game gewonnen. Ich glaube es nicht. Ich glaube es legit nicht. So fucking insane.
Big chunk out of Big Dokes.
Yon's back.
And now LYON has a respawn. So Quid falls, but in tags.
Jon wieder tot.
From Saint finds LYON, and that's gotta be the game. That's gotta be the
GG, ich bin so impressed.
overtaking team.
Ich bin so impressed.
Organization's first run in playoff.
Und gib sofort Saint den MVP. Ich mein's ernst, gib sofort Saint den MVP.
Down here in the bottom lane. Going to Brazil.
Gib sofort Saint den MVP. Der ist so krass.
Look how
GG.